G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome to the budget build, the Virago 250. Now, I've obviously come back from that 1 week bloody trip up to Coober Pedy, so all this paint here has had a full week to cure. Obviously all the frame is now cured. It's all in bloody good nick. The engine paint isn't fully cured. I don't know if extended time will fully cure it, or it has to be heated to that temperature for it to then fully cure. Don't know, but it's in pretty good bloody nick. You know, it feels dry. There doesn't feel any moisture like stuff in there. Like after 24 hours you can still feel that it feels like it's wet underneath. So what we've got to do now is I'm going to have a shot at, or I'm not going to have a shot, I'm going to do it and it'll be what it's going to be, is sanding these fins. So just that slight thing. So we're going to have the black with that silver edged fins. Should be fairly easy, I reckon. Some bits are going to be a little bit tricky, but there you go. And then we're just going to start bolting all the bits and pieces on, see how far we get. Cool, let's get into it. Rightio, so what I've got is just some 240 grit sandpaper. I've got myself a little square block so that I don't go inside the fins. I'm just going to go on the outside. As you guys know, I'm not a bloody expert. I'm just giving this a shot. We'll see what happens. Here we go. Oh, actually, I'll get you in close. I can see the silver coming up. Rightio guys, so hopefully you can see the difference. I can't see it in this bloody viewfinder, the difference. It all looks bloody white to me. From me looking at this, I'm not too sure whether I'm going to pull it off, but I think it's only because it's not fully done. That paint sticks on there pretty good actually, which is a good thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to spend a whole lot of time, clearly. I might go up in grit, I'll see. I might play around with that. And I'm just going to come back to you guys with the finished product. Cool. Or yeah, whatever. Rightio guys, I've been doing a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to make sure. Oh, there you go. So I think I'm just way back trying to get it so you guys can see it. I'm still umming and ahhing at the moment, but I'm starting to think now that it mightn't be too bad. But I'm going to get No to have a look at it before I go too far, because basically I can just repaint that quite easily at the moment. But yeah, I think the biggest thing with this is that the fins are quite thin, as opposed to, like, if we come over and look at Harry, because he has this effect. Now obviously I haven't washed him yet, but see how these are really quite a thick fin. I don't know if you can see it, yeah. Look at all that bloody dust. So it's a very definite, whereas the one over there, little Lucifer, the fins are quite thin, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking yes. I'll just get a confirmation off Nay. Rightio guys, so Nay's come and had a look at it, and she reckons, yep, go for it, it's looking good. I've got some tools, so you can see that I've got that rear cylinder pretty much done. I've got to go obviously over it. It's not perfect at this stage, but just the front of it. Obviously I've got to go around the sides of it, but I think that's going to come up pretty bloody good. I'll just show you. So I've got this bloody this is a real weapon thing. You've got to be really careful. It just gouges out into bloody, especially wood. But I even noticed there's one, where are you there? There's one spot there that there's just a little bit of an indent. I went, whoa, yeah, okay, so it's going to eat into that stuff pretty quick. So using this, using that, using this little block with the sandpaper. That's all I'm doing at the moment. So I've got all around the back part to do. I'm going to get in as far as I can without bloody stuffing it, because a lot of this stuff you're not going to really see. But yeah, so all that, and of course I've got all this side to do. So there you go, guys, we are now committed. We're going full hog, getting that done as best as I can. So I'm just going to quickly show you how I'm using these particular tools. So just makes the job a little bit quicker. And then there's this tool. Hopefully you can see that. So hopefully you can see that, guys. There you can see just through there is that weapon machine. Oh, you just can't get it. Sorry, guys. Don't know. Just start to see it. Rightio, I've bored you enough. I'm getting into it. I'm not coming back until this is bloody done and finished. Rightio, guys, the job is done. This is the best position I think I can get when I get the with the camera. There you go. Look at that. That has come up a treat. See if I can get a close up so you can tell. Yeah, look at that. Magic. I'm really happy with the way it's come up. Ended up being a real easy job. I'll show you that when I just finish going around showing you the whole bloody thing. Oops. It just classes it up. Gives it a bit of depth. So what I ended up using was this little bloody weapon of a tool. So it's a little belt sander. You've got to be careful with it. Obviously it does eat in really quickly. I had it on a fairly low speed. The only 120 grit is what that was that I've done, and I was just able to get in everywhere that I needed to. There was only a few spots that I kind of like went, well, you're not going to really see, like right down in the bottom there. I didn't worry about that. Yeah, for the nicks, so I've got a nick there, bit of a nick there, a nick there, a nick up the top. So I can just touch those up with a bit of spray paint, just spray it in a can and then dab it on there. But some of this stuff, you know, like right at the top there, you can't, once everything goes on that, you're not even going to bloody see it. So the last thing that I did after sanding was I used the Scotch-Brite on the drill, and I just went all over it. So when it was just sanded, that was even super bloody shiny. So using this has smoothed it over and it's dulled it off a little bit, which will be basically what it's going to look like after, you know, after a little while. But it was really easy using that. So if you wanted to keep this, you know, nice and clean, you just buff this over. It's real bloody simple job. So Mark's a bloody happy fella today. Brilliant. So now what I'm going to do is I've got to put I'm going to go around, I'm not going to show you doing all this, but putting on the rubber bits and pieces back on there, and I'll put the battery duvet, the battery box plastic thing in there, and then we've got the other plastic bit that goes up there. I've got a little bit more cleaning of certain bits, and like, yeah, all this has to be cleaned up. There's the battery box, I've got to clean that up to put all that thing's got to go back on, and then there's some scrubbing and rubbing and bits and pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bloody knuckle down and do all this stuff, and then I'll come back to you and just give you a bit of a progress thing. But hopefully now it's just gonna start transforming. Cool. Rightio guys, so a little status update. So what have I done? So I've gone and put all our little rubber bits and pieces on. The battery box is in there, batteries in there. As I've been doing this, I've been cleaning all this stuff up. Obviously the battery box is bolted back in. These electricals are hung where they're supposed to be. This seat duvalaki, I don't know what you call that. The tank cushions are on. I've put took out the old spark plugs and put the new ones back in, so that can go on there. It'll go around like that, I think. I think that's about really as far as I've got. That one goes on there. Oh, I've rerouted some of these, rerouting all this stuff, cleaning all these up as I go, routing wiring down here, back up into there. Just all little, as I was saying, just all little fiddly bits. But that's where we are at the moment. So I shall come back to you again. Rightio, so another status update. We do have a problem though, but first before that, I've got these header duvalaki thingies on there. Chromies, they're looking pretty schmicko. Oh, the horn is on. Now the problem that I have is, I thought, oh, I'll whack these shocks on. There's no reason why I can't get the shocks on, but you might be able to spot a difference. These are the two shocks that turned up, and I didn't actually look at both of them. I looked at one and went, yep, they look exactly the same as the old ones, apart from this part here, like the size and everything. And hello, I was trying to put them on, and when I put the second one on, I went, holy shit, this doesn't bloody work. So I've been given two different types of shocks, or two different size shocks. Bugger. So I've got to sort that out. Alright, I'll continue. Actually guys, no, also what I've done is I'm putting some clear coats on this stuff. Now I did notice, because I hadn't obviously done it, that it had actually started to get surface rust on it, so very important for me to put this clear coat. So I got rid of the rust that came on it, and just clear coating these, so it'll stop them from bloody re-rusting, hopefully. Rightio guys, so a status update on those stupid bloody shock absorbers. I've just packed them away. I sent a message to the seller. They're in bloody China. This is the joys of buying parts that are, you know, cheap, as in you can get them bloody cheap. Not that they're going to be shit or anything. Cheap off eBay from China. Yeah, you don't have, and the majority of it's my bloody fault, because I received them. I checked one. I went, yeah, cool, love it. Got all excited. Did the feedback, yep, said no worries, got them, love them, whatever. I should have checked them both properly before doing that. So obviously I got them nearly bloody 3 months ago now. I think it was December 2017. So much time's passed. Whether he's gonna do anything or come back to me, I don't know. But anyway, so I might have done myself. They might end up being a lovely looking shiny lamp or something. I don't know, and I'll just have to buy another bloody set. Alright, so what I've been doing is I've got these sitting there. I've got another piece to go in the brake. It's got to come in behind that, but these have been coated with clear gloss. So they're chrome. They're not fantastic, you know, they're a bit bloody I'm not how you're going, but they're fine. I think for being down there, and I didn't want to paint them black. I could have painted them black, but I wanted to keep, you know, a fair amount of chrome on the bike. I didn't want to just black it straight out, because being a Virago 250, I think it'd just look like a backyard job, even though this is a backyard job, if you know what I mean. So they're done. Around here, I got sandblasting. I sandblasted all. This is the brake, brake pedal. So this is all being painted black, the mounting bit. This has all been sandblasted and wire brushed, so that's chrome, and that will get clear coated. And then I think down, I've got stuff down in here drying. So that's the fuel petcock bloody thing. Now I've got the only part on this that rusted was this metal, where are you, sorry, metal plate there, which has the, you know, fuel on, off, prime. The only one you can see is prime, so I'll work that out and I'll put some markings on there. That's been clear coated, all sandblasted, clear coated. That is the mounting thing for that, which has been now painted. Then I've got on top of the triple tree thing that's been painted, and then that's that chrome thing that sits on the side. So I've basically just sandblasted all that and painted that. I think that's about it, guys, that I've been bloody doing. Just stuff arsing around. It's funny, you know, you get on such a bloody high with, you know, getting all this, and, you know, things are bloody running, it's all great, and I love it. And then the bloody shock absorber bloody issue, and it's like, for bloody, god damn it, why won't things go right? And you get a bit down, and then you just got to push through it, and then you just got to kick on, and you wait for that next high, because that's what life is. Life is a balance and a rhythm. You're going to have your lows and you're going to have your highs. So when you're in the low, you've got to push through that a little bit and then go, there's a high coming. All right, I'll come back to you. Okay, I just wanted to quickly show you guys before I put this bloody head stem thing on. So I've got all the bearings back in. They've all been cleaned, all been re-greased. So you've got grease there. This is for the top part, which is going to be up there. I'll show you in a minute. All greased in there, obviously all cleaned. This whole thing has been thoroughly cleaned out, and all pretty bearings with plenty of grease. Rightio guys, so I'll just have you guys running there. You can just have a bit of a check to see what I'm doing. So put that top bloody thing on there. Cool. Now this piece here, this shaft here, it doesn't actually, I don't think it runs against anything. It just sits in the hollowness of that. The only thing is the steering lock bit that actually goes into it. But I'm just going to smear grease on it, only as a protection point. Being very careful not to lose these bearings. They shouldn't, because they're stuck in that grease nice. Let's put a nice smear of grease all over that. We should be right to go. Rightio, let's see if we can get this up here. Booyah, we're in. Alright. Now, need to get me little doodad. Actually, how does this work? Do I need that top cap first? Oh, I don't know. Yes, I do. Need to put this little cover on. That's what we needed. Rightio guys, so now all I've got to do is tighten that up. And I must say, it is very smooth. There's no notching or anything. Do that to that side. It's funny, I just went back to the footage, the old footage, just to make sure I was doing all this in the right order. Couldn't believe how manky all this stuff is. You forget how bloody crap this was. Stop it. So I reckon that's too tight. I remember when I did it, it came off pretty easy. That's better. Yeah, that's it, I reckon. That's the dealio. Beautiful. Rightio, so now all I'm going to do is whack that on there. That bolt in here. That's pretty much it done, guys. So I've still got to sand the insides of these in here, which I'll then put in the forks. Which once the forks are in, then I'll fully tighten this up. I've got a list of stuff I'm going to show you. Actually, before I do that, guys, this is something I'm starting to put all the bits and pieces back on this, and like we lifted it up when there was hardly anything on it. It was really easy to get it up there, but now I'm starting to add all this stuff to it. I'm thinking I've got to remember I've got to pull a bloody thing back down. So I've got the brake is on. It's all on. That's all been clear coated, so to help with it, stop it from re-rusting. And then yeah, that's all running down, up and along and down to there. So that's all done. Now I've made myself these things, so I was showing you the spray painting, so that's that with the thing back on there, and that one there is that silver one with that all spray painted up. So they'll be ready, they go directly onto the tank, so they won't be going on until I get, where is it, that tank bloody cleaned up. So on my list up here, I've added, just so I don't forget, I mentioned about painting under the frame, so I've got to remember to paint under the frame. I've got to do those engine touch-ups, paint the rim touch-ups. Remember those rims down there, when I put the tyres all back on, I had some scratches. So I've got to do that still, and the gaiters. So those gaiters that I've got, these things here, someone mentioned about, these are for the forks, about making sure I put holes for drainage, so if moisture or water gets in there, they can drain out and not just sit in on top of the forks. So I've got that I've got to remember to do as well. So this is where it's important for me to start listing stuff as I'm going, because a lot of the touch-ups, I don't want to do that till I get right to the very end, unless it's something that I can't do once I've put stuff back together. But all the touch-ups and bits, I'll do that near the end, because I might bloody, as I'm putting the exhaust pipe on, I'll hit bits and pieces. So I think that's the plan to go with. All right, so I'm just going to now sand that stuff and get that ready to put the forks in. I'll come back to you then. Oh, look at this, guys, check it out. Oh my god, it's looking pretty bloody awesome. Yeah, I'm just getting happier and happier by the bloody, each time I put something on there. I'm just loving this whole chrome thing down here. These black gaiters are working perfect. So we'll have the chrome handlebars off here, big chrome light sitting there. I think that's going to work really, really well. So this is all on now, all done, all working beautifully. And I don't think, we've got those. I thought I might have scratched this stuff coming in, putting them in through these, but it went in pretty good, and it's just seemed to slide over it. So yeah. Rightio, so around here, that's the plastic cover that goes over the front sprocket. I've got to get that all painted up and put on. Then I can put my gear shifter thing on, because I have that stupid bloody thing where you have, you know what I'm talking about. That's the bar, well, they're not risers, but that's the bar holders. So they've been painted up, ready to be put on later on. And in here, I've got the brake caliper, front brake bloody shit all in here. So I'm going to start working on that and get that back to being all good again. We'll see how we go. It might need total bloody replacing, it might just need pads, it might, I don't know, we'll just figure it out, see how it goes. Oh, rightio guys, so I reckon call this bloody episode 15, I think it is, done and bloody dusted. Everything is going to plan. We had that one stuff up with the shock absorbers. What I've done is I've actually ordered another set off eBay from an Australian seller in Brisbane. So hopefully they'll turn up soon. I did actually get an email back from the Chinese guy, and he apologised and said that he will send out a replacement as soon as possible. So I should have, I'll obviously get the Queensland, the ones from Australia first. They'll get put on here, and then I will, whenever the other ones come, I'll then just put them on eBay and sell them off. I think will be the deal. All right, so I think that's it. So we talked about the bloody the shocks. We've got our list of bloody writing down the things I've got to fix up, painting underneath. So we're getting close to putting wheels on this and get this down on the ground, getting the bars, all the bloody good stuff. It's just, I'm as happy as bloody Larry. All right guys, remember, keep on riding. If you ain't riding, just keep on keeping on.